Whoops, you're not supposed to be hearing it. Good morning, folks. It's all set up and ready to roll. Starling Guild Central Station. Your Poontang reporting in. It's 9:37 a.m. and the fourth day of April. Yeah, April 4th day. May the 4th. May the 4th be with us then. So I'm going to try to locate where, if this is going live or not. There it is, actually coming through. Volumes are down. Great, I'll be able to see comments. Right, what we're looking at here is a really bad moment. And it's been quite a rough day as this maneuvered line of storms and the low pressure that's been generated over the center of the country through the manipulation of the two pressures here. This one fighting to get through here. As you see right here, that passage there is showing that a low is going to at some point form right there. Right, the main low that's going to come off the coast, about like this one here, is what I call the southern diver, where it dives down south, while on the low level comes in a blast of cold air that strips the moisture of this storm, and that's what's going on today. So I'm going to go through what these storms are going to do, and some of the forecasts are showing some really high totals for the military training area out here, and I'll show you some of those like this here, showing on the 10s. On the GFS was rather high. I'm not happy. There we go. As you see, going in toward these mountains. So the possibility of an event occurring up here is there, but it's not matched on every forecast, so I ain't going to shit a pan over it, you know. But as we get in towards the 10s, we are seeing some heavy totals finally around the Marlborough area, which is around here. He took the blows and did it my way. Got a song stuck on my head. That's right. I like that song. It's very inspiring. There's Marlborough there. So as you see, some of the totals in this area might actually form some relief for some of these valleys out here. Okay, so I'll go over that a little bit as well, because I always go over the weather where I am. It's just how I roll. Yeah, I checked over out here in the Woodbury area today, and the rain meter was showing 13 mils, which is fair. It's a fair amount. I don't know when the last time the gauge was checked, and I had a pH reading of a 7.2. And I checked the dew this morning out here with my litmus paper, and it was showing about 7.56, which is about like seawater, indicative of when they spray water in the air from the brightening program. It's why I was wanting to check pH. So that has arrived finally, so I had that in my hands. I've been wanting to check morning dew, because that's what the animals are drinking, right? When they're out there, and the grasses and insects that they eat are in there. See that big tendril that's going to be off the coast with close to a half a meter in it? It is of a concern. And so I'm watching very, very closely to where is that going to go, right? That we have, will they create a low off here and then whip that around and back in? One of these is showing devastating totals, still showing up there for the UK. Let's just say the UK, Crabs Creek, this triangle here, not the golden triangle, right, which would be here to Byron and out to Nimbin, bada bing bang bong here. That triangle there is another area that's of concern, and not all the are showing this shit. Like I said, I'm watching closely, because one EMF move through here is going to shove this straight down here. All the EMF I'm seeing over the next 5 days are showing the corridor right down here, and that you guys are absolutely going to get smashed on the 5s. So this here is why I'm picking this forecast for accuracy, because the river of moisture is showing me. So as you see, a tendril, these have all been split by EMF here, electromagnetic frequency from various devices, of which I'm not going to really go into today. And this is about the last current image I have of a mimic. You see the big blast all the way across the whole country here, and then squaring off up here. Yeah, you can expect some drying out to start to occur through here. There's a pulse wave. We have a local next right here. We said Giles. Is Jolton Giles out there giving you a few volts? Possibly. There's some wattage in the air, that's for sure. The potential of a work unit. See the tendril, and a straight line here parked up near Newcastle area here. That'll be Byron. So that triangle I drew out It's fairly well mapped out here in the tendril, so you guys can expect some action. That's why I'm going with that. I'm giving you a heads up, and I'll be reporting quite regularly. How's the signal doing? Somebody give me a little feedback here, because that is important. Is the microphone working all right, or do I have to go over here and say hi, folks? See if we can catch some statistics. Yeah, it's still a little bit low. Yeah, I'm not getting what I should be, but that's okay. Kilobytes, frame rate still too low. That's okay. It's just I'll go a little slower. And you see a big tendril here, the tropic beginning to do the cut move. If I roll this, you'll get a general idea how the moisture is going. You'll see a blast, and it looks like a ship is parked here, making a small V that way. A huge blast has come all the way up. You'll see it on, if I bring it over a little bit more, it comes all the way down, right? The outline of it here is kind of pointing toward Blenheim. See the curve to it? It's just like a fingerprint, a big finger of guilty, just pointing at them like the judges on the table. So, you know, here's some timestamps and all that just passed by. Oh, there's a lot of twos up there. They're dropping a deuce on us. Big sky sharks surely to be shown. And I've got all that loaded up. So let's hope the broadcast goes all right. Aloha, Monica. What we got here? Oh, look at that there. Big scalar square showing up. I'm just really having a good read of this. This is doing a dive down through here, while this corridor is coming to meet it from here. So that's some wetness. It's going to be around to cause some issues through these islands in here. And maybe a few more totals over here, just on the tip of the Peninsula over here. This whole sticky out bit. It's kind of like the opposite of this one here. And it does the same things. Yeah, with predictable behaviors. I also saw the Agnes looks like it was going to be picking up 7 to 10 on the 10. So we'll be watching for you guys over there too. Yeah, got to keep that Tucker dust dry, you know, because it's a must. If you ain't tried that seasoning yet, you're missing out. Oop, that's the wrong one. Because I can see comments kind of good. And good day to you too, Paula Fed. What is this thing? I'm big love to everybody who's decided to tune in today. So some of the totals I'm seeing are very, very high. Again, the Mackay corridor, where a new port and a smart city is wanted, is again being targeted for the land grabbers. In the fork of this river here, you're right there. Boy, is that going to get wet, man. It's going to be a gush or so. You want to take some actions to prepare for this. That was with the 5-day total. So you still got time to go out there and react. If you're in some of these low areas like this neighborhood here, and go look, it's got all railroad crossing, a bridge. Oh, you guys need some freedom over in Morani. Yeah, you get the more rain on you than you deserve. So over there, the Mackay, Unga Bunga Road over there, Vaginella, I don't know what that is. The Eugenesis Road. Is that what it says here? What we got here? Oh yeah, Mackay's Eugenesis Road. And gelato. Hey, the only good gelato is one that's in my cup, in my hand. Woo, or a cone. Cones are messy. Hey, how you doing there, Marion? You ready for some water? You better have a big drink of old Kenny Road there, the old pollution drive over there. What other names we got? We got Hawking. The Hawking Crescent there. Yeah, you make that noise there. McCartney, yeah, really, another deep fake action here. Wonder what day it's gonna hit. It's not looking good for you guys. Not looking good at all. So let's kind of go with a forecast part of this here, so we can see what is about to occur. You know, I'm gonna do this in a couple of bits here, and so you can kind of see what I've been seeing. Because I've been able to look, but I couldn't broadcast. You know, now today I am. Here we are. Someone got the umbrella. Is it raining in Hawaii? Hello to you too, Patrick Johnson. Any long range there again, putting up a radar blast, I see, because it caused the corridor, so they'll be fanned in that direction or a beam straight out there, while another one comes from Mount Isa down there with a big fan that we're used to seeing. You know, that wicked glitch. But you know, If it's going to take a big beam to maneuver moisture, you can expect them to use an X flare from the sun as an excuse to cover up their activities, because an X flare from the sun can simulate those same type anomalies I'm seeing on Mimic. But I gotta say this: if as many X-rays was popping us from the sun as they say were dangerous, we'd be glowing in the dark. I think I'll just walk behind my friends with some film, and we'll just save some money if we want X-rays. Because I'm not believing this; it's a lie. I don't like lies. I expose lies. If a fact is a fact. The fact is, I was thirsty. I just had a sip. Okay, so what we got going on here? Now we're heading toward that day, Friday the 5th. Uh-oh. They had their fists early. Look at this. To plead the 5th, they will not speak. To plead the 5th, they'll drop the big bombs all over here. Sydney, you are fucked. Look. Did you see it? Did you see it, Sydney? See it yet? Have you been warring in the Gong Show? Have you been warring over Ula Dula Lingus there? Ula Lingus? With that thing that the uvula that hangs down your mouth, the wobbler. How you doing as well? Good day to you as well. Hope I'm okay. Yeah, I hope I'm okay too. That's just always one of those things. Of course I'm okay. Back up here. Right, you watching? You watching? You watching? Yeah, I'll get back to the far north. I drifted. Yeah, I told you I'd be doing this in stages here. Now we're back over here on the 4th. You keeping up with me, Higgins? You keeping up with me, all you other people who have had very bad forecast people have told me? Hey, it ain't my problem. I do my bit. I didn't ask anybody to watch these. If you feel like sharing a warning that maybe save a life, that's up to you, right? I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him think. Look at that, Bowen. You've had an absolute day of hammerings here. And this tendril right here over the top of you, coming in at 1 a.m. Here, have a nice night. So that thing's dropped every bit of 6 centimeters of rain as it passed, because it just hung out. So let's see what your accumulation is on the 5s here. Yeah, you're fucked. Very, very deeply fucked with a lot of wetness. You're going to have to change the sheets after this fucking. So you might want to leave, you know, because if you have your head in the sand and your bum is in the air, yeah, easier to be fucked that way. If you won't even see it coming. But maybe some people love the gluttony of punishment of saying, I lost all my stuff again. And it's eventually they're going to tell you, well, move. You're in a floodplain. Well, move over here if you're along this river. You got to go. All these little lakes are going to be full. What's out here? A lot of farming or something? Mine pits? It would be a big pit. How you doing there, Gunda Windy? Gone with the windy. Yeah, great big totals coming your way on the 10s. 5, rut-row. This is an eminent. Yep, you're getting the eminent funk. The air is going to stink. Get some pH readings, please. And when I do my next live, where it's me looking at the camera to talk to you, I'll show you what I got for doing a basic pH check. And I'll tell you how they require you to do it. You know, you don't just dip things. They require a single drip. And so it's very easy to get a single drip to test with. Every blade of grass, you could tinkle a single drip to get a reading. Which will you touch them? I'll show you. How you use a clothes peg. How you doing there, Surratt? Oh, surrender, Surratt. Boy, is this place needs some freedom. Look at that malfunction junction. Now, we got to keep it easy for the cars that have the Johnny Cab no driver card here that only will accept your cashless existence. And maybe your social credit store will also determine that, right? Right? Hear it yet? You see the 1/4 meter of tendril dropping all on your ass? You see it out here? Do you see it? Do you see the water is there? Do you see how they split it up to make sure it all just nicely went where it was wanted to be directed? Do you see it yet? You may see it, but do you understand? Your weather is owned. Do you understand how desperate our oppressors are to grab land for farms they probably already agreed to the Chinese in private deals during their meetings to sell to them, and then create the weather conditions to facilitate the grabbing of your land, the taking of your stuff, the owning of your everything while you own nothing and are unhappy. How dare they think we'll be happy owning nothing? How dare they think that grandma's ring shouldn't be handed down to a granddaughter one day? How dare they say be happy with that such an existence when the billionaires of this world own nothing, and tell me how happy they are. Yeah, maybe I will go along with that, but until I see such an existence lived by those who are living too lavishly, that are too out of touch with the common people they're supposed to represent in a House of Commons, which has far from commoners in it. When will the common values come? See this big blast here? Little circle center. Big, just as it comes up to the island, right? You got your next right over, right about where I'm pointing here. That seems to be quite active. Right there. I'm going to go look on a map later and find that. I'm going to find that rascally rabbit that did that little thing. Oh boy, is this seismically active. You might see some high fives today, folks. High fives in here. New Zealand, you got a bit of a flasher going on there, a little bit of a flasher. What's going on there? So let's have a quick look. Maybe the radar will load. I should have done this in advance. Yeah, but you know, sometimes we just roll with the punches to see if we can catch them doing any nasties. That other radar is not listed. It wasn't a bastard radar over here, because that bastard be beaming a lot. So I'm going to go into here. Oh yeah, we got the Riddler right over here. The boom boom of Taroom blasting you with an EMF bombs night and day. The boom Taroomba boomba. The grand poobah of Queensland. Yeah. Oh, look at the blast. Bzzz, getting fried, getting fried. Another radar is right over here. Let's look at it. Let's watch its activity. Let me go a little faster. Here we go. See it right there. Let's bring that up in a way I can handle it better. So you have another radar here. It's obviously on. Located right about where my middle finger is. Yep, blasters are on. Phaser's not on stun. And yeah, the fucking the wicked glitch of the Carl C is out there doing her very dark work. Aiming to storm the slide corridor of the moisture set up here. You see that secondary beaming right there? So something is sliding underneath while the top is getting a toroid put that's going to help scoop the chem over the top of Willis Island and down toward the lower deck, and all that's occurring out here. I don't know exactly where Willis Island is. They don't all show up. Well, that's Cassiopeia looking in it. The BOM, the chem bombers, the lying sacks of shit that don't tell you the honest weather forecast because maybe they're trying to buy your land up too, and they don't want to tell you because they want it. Because it's starting to think like that. Oh, the pizza eaters seem to have made a very special design in the sky over here. You have to have a cloud to see. So to create the cloud is geoengineering. Geoengineering is killing my planet. It's killing all life on my planet. It's killing my trees. It's killing the soil. It's making even the dew on the grass have a fair high, like sea salt on it. Is salt on your lawn very good? How much salt do the animals need? I know they need a lick here and there. We all could do with a lick once in a while. But, you know, salt of the earth, you know. You want to lick, and even sometimes those licks result in salt uptake. Okay, I'm digressing here. But anyways, we got a lot of plumes off the coast of Australia here that are streamering out and going this way, while underneath plumes from here are coming that way. Now look, I've got it on kind of fast so you'll see. And this will interact with that then interacts with this one, and it fuels up storms. It mixes the mix, if you will. You know, put something in here, something there, the big test tube here. Well, any plane that flies underneath this mass of crap's going to leave a chemtrail. It's going to condensate whatever these particles are that didn't already nucleate into these condensates, aka water droplets that are visibly here on this image here that shows temperature of clouds, which allows me to see when deployments are occurring easier. See that waveform going over the top? That's really fine chem coming from a different direction, but it's interacting where it vaporizes moisture through their interactions and with each other. Boy, is there a lot of electrical potential. You see them division lines here? Those are the glitch line. That's where they split the tendril up, but they'll tell you it's a glitch. Bullshit. You believe that? Go get in line and boost yourself right on into enlightenment. You will answer the ultimate question then. If you want to answer the ultimate question, where you go after life, go on, believe the government a little bit more. The color's on, and if you don't believe that, it'll kill you anyhow. What the fuck is it? If stupid goes away, I should be having a party. Ain't enough champagne in the world for a party we need to have. But you know, if you're missing out on the party, crawl up my leg and have a ball. All right, now we got this big roller coming in here, and it's mixing something on the low deck. I was noticing that this morning, so I'm going to zoom right over here and show you that example I was talking about earlier. The high deck low is streaming right along. All underneath, the secondary low is running. This is impossible, right? Is that the momentum of this cold air is still coming up, and it's mixing in with this tendril here. They'll have an EMF cut move, and then that thing's going to do like a wiper, whammo, and it's going to smack you guys, and it's going to weten the beak. It's being held off right here, cooked straight from any flow going through this direction. Even it's trying, but it's not succeeding. Only these bombs right here in this one level are making an occurrence, and that's fairly low. And these chem seems to be dispersing as it's getting into the perturbation field of the electromagnetic frequency, most likely being done by the Blenheim Spy Station. Bzz, or should I call it the Blenheim Fry Station? Would you like fries with your breath? No, thank you. Chemtrail, 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 chemtrail. As the morning flights went up the old sphincter here and into Auckland Airport. They didn't necessarily have to have sprayed anything. There was so much crap in the air that hadn't been nucleated yet. It was just waiting for the heat source to thaw it. And by golly, a jet engine is a mighty hard thing. If you don't believe me, just stand behind it. Please do. I don't want to watch though. Would you hold a hot dog in the air for me? Well, hold your own hot dog. Probably already are too much anyhow. Some of these people out here. My God, some of the stupid I have to deal with. It's hard to have a conversation sometimes with unarmed people who don't have any proofs of anything they say. They say, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Man, that ain't it. But the book of fiction says, no, that's okay, I'll pass on that as proof of anything other than a control method. If you've thought about your book, I never named nothing on purpose or even implied anything yet. Oh, look at the bomb. Oh, look at the cam. Oh, look at it. 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 Off the coast of Sydney, where terrible totals are expected. This is a bomb. Right here. Think that's fairy dust happy stuff? Some of you cute tards were saying that kind of stuff. Boy, are you idiots. Go out and breathe it then. Go drag yourself behind a plane, get a scoop of that and put it up your nose. Your nose will burn like hell because that acid hadn't had a chance to thin out a bit on the way down. Look at that big drippy chemtrail right there. Just drip, 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 drippy skyria right into the eyes of Molar Formation. If you think that's natural weather, you're out of your mind. You've been watching too much television. You've been brainwashed. Tendril 1, Tendril 2, Tendril 3. That one should dissipate a bit and cause a bit of a load of spin. Boy, are you in for some batches, folks. These are batches. Batches from the bastard. Some laser action going on out here as well. Where I could take a cloud deck like that, hit it with a laser pop, and it'll blow it out. It'll look like one of those Fall Street clouds. Let me see if I can pull one of those up. Fall Streak cloud. Falls Creek. No, they call them a Fall Street cloud. So I can kind of explain it. I've only been able to film one of them live. Don't be look. I'm just gonna go with a yeah, sure. Spell it how you will. Tomato and tomato, my ass. You give me a freaking image up here. These kind here, you'll see them quite often. If I have a big cloud deck like I just showed you and I hit it with a laser, that a sudden nucleation and the rushings of the toroid field like this is going to cause a natural condensate to appear in the low of where the pinch point of the, when it turns around a corner like a spit on a storm. And that's how these are most often formed. They can naturally occur. If I have a jet plane, it just flies at just the right altitude through this cloud mass. It can also do this because the heat of its exhaust. And that's what that one kind of looks like, because I've got the two darker parts that would be indicative of a jet, two jet engines going through the mass. But that would be the classic look of a fall streak cloud done with a laser. Or you could drop a cold payload. It's not going to load very quickly, so let me not attempt that. So that's kind of a brief explanation of a fall streak cloud. And I see them very often in cloud imagery as I'm looking. That's why I said that one out west. And at some point I'll do a better presentation on that where I could show you just science that says that can happen. Or maybe you could just go look it up yourself. F-A-L-L-S-T-R-E-A-K, and beware of official excuses. They'll tell you how a cloud can form, but will they tell you how the one you looked at formed? Right? That's why I picked that other one to show you what might have been a naturally occurring cloud formation. It might not have been. Right? It ain't all about the plane just flying by and dropping chem. As a matter of fact, I see that almost very few times. And most of the time I see a big laid mass of stuff, most likely done through the now stopped Scope X program, though I still see the method going on, so I don't know the new name that Keith has decided to use to poison our world with a Hitler disguise. That dude is a terrible, terrible murderer. He knows it's doing harm, and he went and decided he wanted his paycheck more than anything. Yeah, Dr. Keith, look him up. Dr. Keith, geoengineer, there's a lot. They use his work a lot. And he does even act a little forlorn sometimes about the prospect of how it's going to be used. But I was always wonder, would Oppenheimer make the bomb again? Well, would Keith ever do this again if he saw that this thing maybe has the same result to defile our planet in the same way, or that allows weather to be used as warfare? Let's say, somebody in a country up there with a red flag with a star on it suddenly decides he wants your land, and they just drown you out, and wine and dine and vagina your politicians while cameras are on until they own them. This lobbying system has to stop. This system of even not having term limits has got to stop. You do realize RFK Jr. is running for president now. There is other choices besides the two wings of the vulture we well know. If you vote for a lesser evil, you're voting for evil. And in a battle of good and evil, you can't allow yourself to vote for knowingly for any evil. You can't. Look at this thing just moving along here. At about the speed of a ship would go. Boom. Cluster by much. What a shame. So let's continue with this here. That's the big Willis Fryer up there. He's got a big area that looks very rectangular over the top of it. I don't see no obvious beaming going on from them. So let's go back to the rain and thunders and all their rumbles and show you again. Now I'm up to this day here. This is the day that we get some action here over in the military lands. I'm going to zoom through this part. But my voice is getting tired. Would you rather I just zoom back like this? Oh, the high is going over, and then the mountains is splitting it. You'll get two pressures. So the 1031, boy, is it going to get windy. Hey, guys, surf's up. Surf's up Sunday. Watch for good surf action Sunday. You're going to have plenty of it. Yeah, Bonsai Pipeline over there, Bonsai. The booty pipeline, where tourists go to risk the lives of lifeguards. Hats off to all those lifeguards that keep so many people safe and give up their holiday weekend so that numbnuts could go out there and prove that numbnuts are still alive. Did they hand this new generation a numbnut award in advance, or ass hats when they were born instead of those knitted things we got? I wonder. It's very, very windy coming up there. Watch your driving in New Zealand, South Island coming on Tuesday. It says Tuesday night. Tuesday afternoon, because you got different time difference than I got here. So see it, that's a windy day. So use great care through here, as that's going to feed into this, because that's such a high pressure. It's going to cause quite a flow through and around Cooks and the mountain passes. So use great care through Arthur's Pass. Otherwise, you might get your ass hat handed to you in Arthur's Pass's ass hat, if you will. And as we're getting into Thursday, it's this smackaroo. Smackaroo, smackaroo. Yeah, from eyes, yeah, it's not a kangaroo, but you know, kangaroo farts maybe were to blame for this. According, maybe the government will figure that one out and say that that's going on, because boy, are they stupid. And now hold on to that cash that you took out. Don't surrender it so easily. And then go do it again. Do it every day until you got it. Why wait one day? Why only one day? Go get it. And make sure you don't pay a fee to get it. All right, now he said that, oh yeah, definitely, that's going to be a wicked day there coming. Tazzy, batten down the hatches. Looks like Monday afternoon. You're a bit fubario there. That's eclipse day. The eclipse will happen about this time right here, because it's happening in North America.